Well, well, what up, Sean? You working tonight, buddy? We are reading some Glitch. Let me turn this on. There's the stoop. We are reading some Glitch in the Matrix stories, probably 9 or 10 of them. And that's the stream, babies. Sean says, hello, how is everyone tonight? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm fighting kind of a headache. I got one that's like trying its best to creep up on me. But you know what, dude? I'm just gonna will it away, I guess, because after I'm done recording, if I have time, I'm gonna go get a quick lift in at the gym. So we'll see how I feel. Where are we at? Nope, Sean is off tonight. Cool. Miklos. Miklos says, good morning. What's a Miklos? Hey, dude. It is almost midnight where I am. But good morning to you, sir. I'm pulling up my stories now, and we'll get kicked off here in just a second. I'm seeing a couple of blanket stories. I don't know. I don't know if that'll be the theme for the video or not, but it's interesting. My blanket glitched. No face cam today because I forgot to put my makeup on. Let's go with that. Miklos, it's the Hungarian variant. That's just fun to say. The Hungarian variant of Nicholas. Okay, cool, man. That would be Miklos. I changed it to Mik with a Q, Miklos, in 1984. What? You can just do that? Sean's been a member for 4 months. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. That's awesome. He says, what do you know? I hit a milestone. Well, well, well. Welcome to the 4-month club. Alright, first one looked pretty good. It's called This Just Happened Today, Still a Little Freaked Out. It's got a pretty decent number of upvotes, but let's roll. Let's roll, dude. Alright. Should I hit record? I keep a small plastic grocery bag next to me on my bed for used tissues, gum wrappers, empty vapes, and things like that. Every day or two I throw it away and I get a new one. My bed is too big for the room and there's no room on either side. I've got a wall side and a dresser side. This writing is already weird. My bed is too big for the room and there's no room on either side. One side has the wall and the other side has my dresser. It won't even fit a small wastebasket. In my haste this morning, the bag, which is a yellow Dollar General bag, evidently slid off my bed and landed on the floor. I needed to get going and needed an ibuprofen before I left to stave off my chronic back pain, so I got it out of my medicine box on top of my dresser and went to put it in my mouth. The yellow Dollar General bag I'd been using for bed trash was lying flat on the floor. Now this is important. I went to put the pill in my mouth, and as I still had it in my fingers, I dropped it and I heard it land on the bag. I leaned down to pick it up, and I found that I couldn't. So I went to pick up the bag and, well, the pill was inside the bag. And when I say this isn't possible, I mean there's just no way. It was lying flat. There was no opening on top even. As one side of it was flat on top of the what the fuck? As one side of it... No. I'm gonna rewrite that part. There was no opening on the top even. I inspected the bag for holes, and there were none. How in the Kentucky... Oh, cool. This is going to be a fun one. I'll do an edited version of this, but listen to this next line. How in the sweet Kentucky Fried fuck did my pill morph inside the bag? Oh, that's good. I like that. All right, well, here's the edited version. How in the sweet Kentucky Fried... What do I want to replace the word fuck with? Kentucky Fried... I guess glitch, right? Because it's a glitch video. Let's try it out and see how it sounds together. How in the sweet Kentucky Fried glitch did my pill morph inside the bag? Something else weird happened in my bedroom last week too, and a few months ago, yet another oddity. But this might be the craziest one yet. My friend is joking that my bedroom is a portal to another dimension, and I'm beginning to wonder because, really, WTF? What the sweet Kentucky Fried fuck? Alright, cool. First glitch, recorded. I gotta do a lo-fi video. I don't know, I forget how you feel about the lo-fi narrations, Sean, but I know Omar's super into it, and I want to do one, you know, special for him and for you if you like those. Alright, we're just gonna blast through some more, dude. This next one's called Lost Blanket. What the actual hell? And it's in all caps like they're yelling. Alright, let's see how glitchy this one is. So, all sorts of weird stuff has happened to me, but at the end of the day, most of them all had a logical explanation. But today, for this event, I can't seem to find one. I live in a penthouse apartment with my mother and my daughter, who's 13 months old. This morning, we decided to take my daughter for a ride on her stroller and also go grocery shopping. Our building elevator fits only one person holding a kid, so I said to my mom, "Hey, Mom, take her..." What the fuck? So I said to my mom, "Hey, Mom, take her and her blanket and wait for me downstairs while I tie my shoes." We have a pink blanket for her when it's chilly, so there's one blanket for our strolls. I always tie my shoes outside the apartment because I don't want to bring bacteria into the house. So what happened was, as I was tying my shoes, I see my mom holding my daughter and the pink blanket. They get in the elevator and they arrive downstairs. I press the button and the elevator arrives for me, and then I go downstairs too. I see my mom in the entrance of our building. I see my mom in the entrance of our building, my daughter in her stroller, and no blanket. I say to my mom, "Okay, so where'd the blanket go?" And she's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" She's like, "Oh, I was holding it." Okay. I was holding it? Who was holding it, dude? Okay, whatever. And she was like, "Oh, I was holding it." And this is where it gets weird. The blanket had disappeared. It wasn't anywhere on the stroller, and my daughter's too young to hide it. She doesn't even walk, and my mom wasn't holding it. I look in the elevator, and there's nothing, of course. It's too small for any hiding places. I go back upstairs, and it wasn't in front of our apartment. It was nowhere. I go back into the house, and I'm like, no freaking way. I go back downstairs, and my mom was looking for it everywhere, but we couldn't find it. Note that the rest of the tenants are my uncle, who lives on the first floor, and a 90-year-old lady who lives on the second floor and rarely comes out. So, obviously, no one has it if it hadn't... Okay. So, obviously, if it had fallen, no one has it, because we live in the penthouse, and the elevator was occupied the whole minute that I was downstairs, because I never closed its door. So, you guys, where's the blanket? Did my mom enter an alternate reality while in the elevator where he... What the shit, dude? Burping. Did my mom enter an alternate reality while in the elevator where we had never brought the blanket? Do 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 do. Who's here? Sweet Kentucky Fried Fuck. Yeah. Mary says, hello, I'm stoked to be able to be here. Me too, Mary. I'm glad you're here. Thank you again for helping me with these stories. Miklos says, I'm rolling a joint. You need some? Man, if you read as many Glitch in the Matrix stories as I have, you're pretty much high all the time. At least you feel that way. It might make the stories extra crazy. Alright, that was 2. This next one is called I Died and Switched Realities, maybe twice. Whoa, and it is a wall of text. Sweet. Alright, let's do it. Oh, Sean says, I didn't know you were one of D-Rock's mods. Cool for you. Yeah, Mary is. I was just made a moderator on a channel for the first time. Kind of an honor to be asked. Yeah, dude, it is super cool. I mean, I guess it's really up to the creator, you know what I mean? If they want to, if they want moderators to begin with, some don't. Some just like the chaotic vibe. But if they do want mods, you know, it really is just a matter of who, who's there the most, who gets the culture the most. Like, you know, you have to be there all the time to know, like, what's cool and what's not cool, you know. I don't know how many mods I have. At least one for sure, obviously, because it's Mary. But my chat stays pretty chill, man. There's no need to, like, put anybody in timeout or drop the ban hammer on anyone. We're all pretty cool. Sean says, I'm much better as a simple friend of the channel than I am a moderator. That's cool, dude. Nothing wrong with that. My voice is drying out. I got some tea next to me, and my voice is getting dry, and that headache is not going anywhere, dudes. But let's bang this one out. I jumped timelines in a car accident. So this happened when I was fresh 18. I'm now 24. At the time, I was living in Florida with my dad and stepmom, and my now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, was in jail with no chance of getting out. The day of the accident, I had gotten into an argument with my dad. He told me I had to leave the house, so the plan was that I was going to stay at my boyfriend's parents' house until I could get on my feet. So, weird pause. So I left my dad's house in Florida and headed and started, okay, just the way they talk is just not used to the way I'm reading. So I left my dad's house in Florida and started on my way to Georgia. I did have a feeling not to go, and the signs were always there. I just ignored them. Like when I stopped at a gas station and left my keys in the car for 2 hours. Still, those 2 guys who got through the window for me, bless them. They were shit. They were working, doing Uber, and stopped to help. Anyways, I was traveling back from Rhodes, from Florida and Georgia. Okay. I was traveling the back roads from Florida and Georgia. I made it to Albany when a wave of anger and sadness hit me. Maybe I knew what was about to happen. I couldn't stop crying when I noticed I passed the first stop sign at a 4-way. I told myself I had to slow down, but by the time the next 4-way came, I turned to look out the driver window and I saw an 18-wheeler coming for me. Now this is where things go absolutely wrong. I remember vividly seeing an 18-wheeler approach me. My vision cut, probably just from the shock, so I never felt the sensation of being hit. dudes. I'm gonna try not to clear my fucking throat every other line. You guys will just have to bear with me. D-Rock says, or that's my name. Sean says, yeah, that channel too. If it's very relaxed. If a mod does time you out, it's usually just a joke. Nice. All right, where were we? But when I woke up, I was over half a mile spun out down the road, and someone was trying to give me water. The space between the driver's side door and the middle console was about 1.5 inches. That's where I was sitting, so when EMTs came, they had to pull me out of the passenger side door, and it wasn't until I got on the stretcher that I felt everything, and I couldn't breathe. On the way to the hospital in Albany, I just remember saying that I can't breathe 1,000 times. And when I got in the hospital, they immediately put me in SICU. SICU? CQ? SICU! When I got in the hospital, they immediately put me in the SICU because I had a hole the size of a softball in my lung and glass was sitting in it. Miklo says, "You're doing fine." Thanks, buddy. Clear your throat as much as you need. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. I don't think I planned on recording tonight, so like normally if I know I'm recording, I'll have like water with my dinner and just kind of take it easy all day. But today, dude, work was busy, so I just talked to way too many people for way too long, and then dinner came around. Sounds like I'm bitching. I am, but I don't mean to. And then and then I think I had some good old-fashioned sweet tea for dinner with way too much sugar, but that's how I make it, so it's all good. This person has glass sitting in their lungs, dude. That sounds painful. Have mercy, baby. Let me clear my throat. All right. My pelvis, my tailbone, and my entire left side of my rib cage was broken. I remember telling the nurses to call my mom, my dad, and my in-laws. My mom lived in Louisiana at the time, but she drove from LA-GA. From Louisiana, Georgia? My mom lived in Louisiana at the time, but she drove from Louisiana and Georgia. That was all I heard before going to sleep in the SICU. The next cognitive memory that I have is waking up and my mom being there. I had apparently slept for 3 days, and I was still in the SICU. When I woke up, the doctor and nurse came in, and they let me know that my lung had closed up miraculously overnight, seemingly, and that my fractures aren't too bad to heal from, and that I was lucky to be alive. I asked about the asked? Dude, that's a hard one. That word has 5 letters in it, man, and it fucks me up every time. I asked about the glass in my lungs. The doctor didn't know what I was talking about. I asked about the broken ribs, the pelvis, and the tailbone, and he said that they had always just been fractures. I asked about the accident. It wasn't an 18-wheeler, it was a Dodge Ram with a massive grille in the front. I was in shock at this point. I spent 11 total days in the hospital. It was difficult to walk on fractures. I stayed with my mother for a month while I recovered, until somehow my now husband was eligible for bond. I never asked questions, but I moved in with him the same day he was released, and we've been married ever since. August 2016. Minor things are different now and then. My mom doesn't remember a lot of what I do growing up, but my father, in this new reality, had a terminal illness. He had gotten aplastic anemia, which very quickly turned into leukemia. He died within 7 months, and that breaks me. It was extremely fast onset and makes me beg the question, was it a life for a life? I probably died, once if not twice, and to restore the balance, a life had to be taken. Ah, sorry. Shit, dude. I don't know. I just keep accidentally muting my mic. And I don't look at my my visual mixer often enough to know when I do it, so I just have to like the background music's good. That's cool. At least there was that. Cool. Well, fuck it, dude. I think I might just start the story over because Mike was muted. And I am still trying to make sense of the story. So let's do this together. Thanks, Mary, for letting me know. Sean says, I'm going on the Holy Grail-esque quest in search of the magic quarter. It must be returned to its rightful owner. Magic quarter. Love it. Is that a reference from a story that I told? Where I spent like an actual magic quarter at a Mexican restaurant on accident. Like I bought a quarter from a magic shop because it was a trick quarter, and then I accidentally spent it on a burrito. Did I tell you guys that story? Sean says, I thought Michael Myers got you. Almost, dude. I just hit mute on accident. I still don't know how to do that. Because if I know how to do it, I could teach myself to not do it on accident. You know what I mean? Fucking whatever. Yeah, that's the one? Alright, cool. Alright. This happened many, many years ago, but I've been telling the story ever since, and I thought it would be fun to share and to hear what people think really happened. So, here it goes. I was visiting stores with a dear friend on a weekend. We hadn't seen each other in quite some time because we didn't go to the same school. And we were very loudly catching up and just talking nonstop. Now, mind you, we used to go to this store almost always, and we knew the way by heart, and we could get there without ever really paying much attention. We left the store and walked to the subway. We entered the subway, paid for the ride, walked to where our train would stop, and because it's a two-way train, imagine north and south, and we needed to take the one going south. Again, we knew this way by heart since almost every weekend we would go to this store. The train arrives, we take the train, and we were still very much into our conversation, but there was a combination, and they always announce it on the speakers. The combination was 3 stations before where we had to get down. We didn't even need to combine. We hear the announcement, and we keep chatting because it's so fun, right? And I don't even remember what we were talking about, but that's not really relevant. The next thing we hear is the announcement of the same station that we took the train from. Let's call it Station B. So Station B doesn't have an announcement because it's not in a combination. We're surprised because no one's reacting. We're at the same station that we took the train first, but we did hear station combination, and we did move several stops before the doors close and... Huh? The fuck? Before the doors close, we get down speechless, all the loudly... Shit, dude. Before the doors close, we get down speechless, and all of the loud conversation has died. We looked at each other, and we were in the exact same spot that we took the train about 20 minutes ago. Maybe less. In a short way, what the fuck? Maybe less. Without any words, we change from north... Shit, I'm just reversing the words now. Without saying a word, we changed from south to north. We took another train and saw every name from every station until we reached our destination. We got down and never really knew what happened. What is curious is that they never said anything on the speakers. We have many trains in my city, so you can't just move the direction of a train or a collision would happen within minutes. You'd have to change the direction of the entire city, which of course, not possible. No one else in the train seemed to be affected by the situation. Nobody else was like, whoa, what happened? The train's going backwards, or something. To this day, I don't know what it was. We also weren't on any substances or alcohol. It was the middle of the day, very sunny, and I wasn't alone. My friend still also remembers that this happened to us. But what do you think caused this? Yeah, maybe they did enter a wormhole, dude. You get on train station B and then 20 minutes later you're in the same fucking thing, dude? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I just have banana bread at work stuck in my head right now. Oh my god, man. What can am I allowed to narrate banana bread at work, dude? I might. That might be some bonus content right there. Oh, cool. Cool. Lo-fi banana bread at work. Amazing. All right. This next one's called Time Slip / Dimensional Slip. Looks like a pretty quick one, but maybe it's punchy. Way back in 2004, I was living with a friend in England. We used to go walking in the countryside, out in the fields and all that. And one time, we were out walking, we spied a mini forest type thing towards the edge of a field. Curious, we went over to it. As we approached, we noticed a little pathway or gap in the trees, so we followed it. As we went along the trees, the pathway became like an archway, as if the trees were growing into the perfect shape over the path. This went on for ages, maybe half an hour. Eventually, we saw daylight at the end, so we powered on along and made it. So we powered on along and made it out the exit. Okay. Eventually, we saw daylight at the end, so we powered on along and made it out of the exit into open air. Outside looked like normal countryside, with the exception of a strange settlement before us. It looked like the buildings were made out of junk, like wooden junk, I guess. There were tiny people, 4 foot tall, maybe 5 foot max, and everywhere. And everyone was wearing rags. They were all muddy and unkempt. They stared at my friend and I like we were aliens from another world. There wasn't a road, just a muddy path through the center of the buildings, no power lines, nothing modern. While standing there, I suddenly had this feeling that I had to leave. I said to my friend that we had better go. I said to my friend that we had better go, so we went back the way we came. It really was a pity that this happened in 2004, since we didn't have the tech on hand to... What the fuck? Since we didn't have the tech to hand easily. Huh? Okay, so what is this dude trying to say? Okay. It was a pity that this happened in 2004, since we didn't have any modern cell phones on hand that we could just take a picture or a video with. Anyway, we went back and discussed it a few times in the intervening months. Eventually, I couldn't stand it anymore and convinced my friend that we had to go back with the digital camera. When we returned, we found the trees and the entrance, but when we followed the path, it only lasted a few minutes and we emerged into another field. A normal field. We walked the perimeter of the trees, turned out to be just a little square of undeveloped, unused land in the middle of 4 fields. No archway, no village. Suffice it to say, there was no point in taking photos of that. I'm convinced to this day that if we hadn't left when we did, we would still be there, wherever or whenever there is, and we would have ended up on another missing persons report. I like that one. Rockin' Bells is here. What up, Rockin' Bells? What'd you miss? We are reading Glitch in the Matrix stories. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd like to do another 4 or 5 more, so we're probably halfway there. My throat is dry and I'm fighting a headache. That's really all you missed. People with cameras on their phones, most of them make their videos in portrait format. Yeah, unfortunately. Jesus, dude. So my parents, anytime they take a video of my kids, I got two young kids, and anytime they take a video of the kids, it's always portrait mode, 16:9. I'm like, come on, guys, turn that shit sideways next time. Come on. Are digital cameras that much older than cell phones? Yeah, actually. I remember having several digital cameras before my first cell phone. I got my first cell phone in 06, 07. And in the early 2000s, I had 2 or 3 digital cameras before then. Rockin' Bell says, nothing much. My pint-sized hellhound scared me last night by barking right in my ear. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry that happened. Lately, I got 2 dogs as well. Lately, my dogs have this habit of wanting to go out every literally 2 hours after we all lay down for bed. So that sucks. Yeah, right in your ear, man. Ouch. I saw a kid with a white birthmark on his face. What does that mean? That's the title of the next story. But what does it mean? Alright, let's see. I don't know if this counts as a glitch. I don't know if this counts as a glitch. I'm Sean Connery. I don't know if this counts as a glitch, but I'd just like to share this weird experience that I had years ago. I've only told my girlfriend and a few of my close friends about this, and I was browsing through this subreddit and remembered the experience. So, I was commuting on my way to my university. I ride a total of 3 times to get to my destination. So on the first ride, I saw this kid walking by the sidewalk. He has a white birthmark all around his left eye area. I think he was homeless because he was walking without any slippers or shoes on, and his shirt was worn and tattered. I was wondering why there was a kid walking on the highway, but I immediately shrugged it off. By the time I got to my second ride, I saw him again, but this time he's in the vehicle with me. I figured it's the same kid because he's got the same birthmark on his eye. He's shoeless and his shirt was still torn. I got so baffled because thinking about it, what the fuck? I got so baffled because thinking about it, okay. I got so baffled because thinking about it, the time frame where I saw him first, and by the time I'm on the vehicle, it's like a 10 or 15 minute distance, and that seems impossible to get to by walking. I remembered taking a picture of the kid because I thought he was a ghost, but hey, I got the picture, so I shrugged it off again and just thought that I was seeing things. Minutes later on the ride, Minutes later on the ride, the kid eventually went out of the vehicle and started walking again by the sidewalk. By now I'm on my 3rd ride. I'm riding a train, so I'm on my way to the station, and I was so shocked to see the same kid with the birthmark again near the station, but he was just sitting by the stairs this time. I walked past him, and I never looked back because at this point I was actually scared. I'm really trying to think of a reasonable explanation, but I'm struggling. Does anyone know who or what I saw? I can do that last line better. So, does anyone know who or what I saw? Rockin' Bell says she got her first cell phone in 02 or 03. You might be a couple of years older than me, dude. Which is all good. Or your parents just let you have cool stuff before mine did. Well, no, that sounds shitty. I grew up with lots of cool stuff, but like, you know, cool expensive stuff like cell phones. You know what I'm saying? That one with the kid with the birthmark on his face kind of feels like a scary stories to tell in the dark story. Like, you know, if between your house and your school you need to take 3 different trains and you see the same dude on all 3 trains, but in one instance he's walking on the highway and then he's in the second train with you and then he beats you to the 3rd train where he's just sitting there, that's weird. That's weird. Alright. Yes, another wall of text. Let's go. This one's called Saw Multiple Doppelgangers? Rockin' Bell says, I'm 37, dude. Yeah, a little bit older than me. I am the ripe old age of 30... I think I'm 33. Yeah, I'm 33. It is the chosen one, as foretold by the ancient scrolls. Sean says, I know who it was, but I'm not telling. Was it you? Was it you, dude? I've had a couple of odd experiences, but this is probably the strangest one. This happened back in October of this year, so it was a Saturday night around 5 p.m., and I went to the liquor store that's around a 15-minute walk from my house. As I'm walking, I wait at the intersection to cross the street. I notice inside one of the cars, the people inside look exactly like my cousin and his girlfriend. The thing is, it wasn't them, and they actually were out of the province at the time. I was speaking with him earlier that day. I just chalk it up to me being tired. Anyway. Anyway, I cross the street, and as I'm outside the liquor store, there's a guy standing outside that looks just like my uncle, only slightly different features. Same mannerisms and everything, though. I actually said hi to him, and he just nodded. He lives around an hour away from me, so there's no reason that he would be around where I'm at this point. Huh? He lives around an hour away from me, so there's really no reason that he would be where I'm at. At this point, I honestly start to get a little weirded out. Anyway, I enter the store and look around, and I notice a guy that looks like one of the guys I went... Weird pause. Anyway, I enter the store and I look around, and I notice a guy that looks exactly like one of the guys I went to school with. And I don't mean just a little bit. I mean, he looked like an exact replica of him. The only difference was this guy was maybe around 30 or 40 pounds heavier. I actually ended up saying hey to him, but he looked confused and just nodded at me. Now, I'm starting to think I was going crazy. I pick up a bottle of tequila and some Heineken, and I'm waiting in line. I waited about 5 minutes and finally got called up to pay, and now I'm paying on the register furthest to the left, and there's a giant mirror where you can see behind you. I glance in the mirror, and I see another guy that again looks exactly like a coworker of mine, except slightly different features. At this point, I just ended up speed walking home. The odd part was that something felt off on the walk home. Things just seemed different. You could just chalk this up to me being tired. However, following that experience for maybe the next 4 or 5 times that I walked in that area, I've experienced the same thing. I'd see a replica version of somebody that I knew. The next time I went, for example, I saw a woman that looked exactly like my aunt, who again wouldn't be in the area anyway, as they live in a different city. Scenarios like this have happened almost every time I go to this area. Has something like this ever happened to you? There's always a weird feeling in the air when I would walk there. There was always a weird feeling in the air when I would walk there, like a strange feeling that I can't describe. Okay, I can end that one better. There was always a weird feeling in the air when I would walk there, like a strange feeling that I can't describe. And mute happened. Alright, cool. Well, Rockin' Bells chooses Guile. I like brute force a lot better. Yeah. Miklos. Yeah, I was on the mute button again, my dog. I was, but I ain't now. Maybe I could just look up like the Streamlabs hotkeys, because I must be accidentally hitting something. I'll find it later. It's cool. 10-point penalty for being on mute. Yep. I know, dude. Hey, question for you guys. So I see a bunch of creators online, and I know, it's all good, dude. Like, most of it's all in good fun, but like, would it be fun to have some kind of bingo sheet for these scary stories? You know what I mean? Like, if we come across a story that feels the need to describe the entire layout of their house, even though it's not relevant to what happened in the story, like, that'll be a bingo spot. You know what I mean? You get a free space. Like, if the story includes the line, "It was almost as if someone or something was watching me," like, that would be a bingo space. You know what I mean? Would that be fun? Like, I don't want to disrespect or like belittle the stories, because some of them are pretty damn scary. Like, a lot of them have been glitched lately, which is cool. But you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's describing a scary ass event that happened to them, and I'm over here going like, bingo, he said he said the thing that's in every story. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm talking myself out of it, but M for space. Let me see what happens. No. I have been fined 1 credit for your violation of the verbal mute statute. Thanks, dude. I'm sorry. Can I get those credits back? Like, if I turn my volume up, will that, counteract the mute fine? What if I just don't pay the ticket, dude? Does it go away? All right. Think about that bingo question. I'd like, because it would be fun. It would be something for like us to do together in the chat and myself. But at the same time, I want to be respectful to the people who, submit these stories and give me permission to read their encounters. All right, here we go. This morning, while I was opening the restaurant at which I acquire currency, I went to get... I fucking hate... God dang it, dude. I hate that. Why did he say it that way? Oh my god. I went to get a sifting basket at which I... Fuck, dude. Maybe I'm just not... While I was opening the restaurant at which I acquire currency, I went to get a sifting basket. Who does... Is the whole story like that? Fuck it. I'm going to read it that way. Oh, did you misspell my name, Sean? Boo! Boo this man! Boo! No, it's all good. I misspell it myself, so I misspell it every time I type it. DA is just so dumb. All right. Rockin' Bell says, if you don't pay, you must do community service by more live streams. All right, deal. Oh, deal. Anytime I read the words community service, I think about when I had to serve community service. I had to put time in at a Korean Goodwill. And I don't know, dude. I didn't learn anything behavior-wise or any Korean while I was there. I just manned the... and I'm starting to think, as I get older now, because I was in high school. This was almost 20 years ago. Almost. That Korean Goodwill might have been a front for something else, man, because that store had no customers. No customers. Claudios, what's up, dude? Hey, like the live vibes. Welcome to the live stream, dude. I'm happy to see you in here. We're reading Glitch in the Matrix stories. I have just got a few more left, probably. And here we are. This next one's called Fourth Dimensional Beings Having Fun with Third Dimensional Beings. And the first line of this story is just so silly, but you know what? I'm going to read it the way it is. So, listen to this. This morning, while I was opening the restaurant at which I acquire currency, I went to get a sifting basket out of an ice tub that has 2 bars in it. That way you can put smaller containers with ingredients and such into the ice. Upon first glance, my head had an issue with the way this basket was sitting in the tub due to the fact that it was sitting down inside of it. It didn't seem right because of the size of the sifting basket. I went to pull the sifting basket out of the tub and was unable to pull the basket out because the size was bigger than the hole it went into. And I tried to turn it long ways and still, the hole was too small. I turned this thing every way possible and try all 3 holes available to get the job done. After a while, I went and got my manager to see if he could get the damn thing out. And keep in mind, the night crew who cleans kind of just slings things close to where they go, so this was an acceptable place for it to be. He continued to try and pull it out and turn it around and twist it and yada yada yada. He then lays it down and pulls his phone out to try and get pictures to show someone that the basket is stuck and that and was going to get a screwdriver to take the bar off. But as he's pulling his phone out of his pocket, he then pulls the basket out of this undersized hole, and I was watching him, and he didn't change the angle of the basket. He changed nothing other than the fact he no longer had any issue pulling it in and out of what is now an oversized hole. He never left it alone once... He never left it alone once he never... What the fuck? He never left it alone once went to pull out his phone and kept his hand on the phone to take pictures? What the fuck is he saying? Okay, cool. He didn't unscrew anything, and that's why he was going to take the picture to explain why we're taking so long to open this section. He looked at me and said he was trying to focus the camera, and when it did, he saw that he could just pull it out, and so he did. I was looking at the basket on the opposite side that was now short enough to pull and angle it out. He also stated that he felt like he went through a loading screen while trying to... Why is there a period there, dude? He also stated that he felt like he went through a loading screen while trying to get his camera to focus. That one's going to be what it is. 141. Did I get any Korean barbecue? Nah, dude. No, I don't. I probably brought my own lunch or just got snacks from the gas station next door. Auto Cucumber is getting better and leaving it alone way more frequently, but it still sometimes just doesn't like Derek with an A. It's all good, dude. For some reason, when Danny and I message each other, her phone autocorrects my name to be in all caps. So whenever she says my name, it's like she's yelling at me. We think that's funny. Let me do one more. This one involves a cat, so you know it's going to be a winner. Here we go. I've had a few things happen to me over the years. One of them I've made a pseudo-documented. One of them I have pseudo-documented with a picture, even though I don't know anything about. Fuck it. That one goes bye-bye. About 12 years ago, I had to move back in with my mom. I was living in a bedroom at her house, sleeping on a bunk bed. And at the house, my mom had shit, dude. Yeah. This is the last one. About 12 years ago, I had to move back in with my mom. I was living in a bedroom at her house, sleeping on a bunk bed. And at the house, my mom had one of our childhood cats still alive, but the cat was very old. We actually put her down not long after this story took place, but that's not related. I had just gotten home, it was the afternoon, and decided I was going to go and lay down on my bed. So I went upstairs, closed my bedroom door, laid down and got comfortable and put the blanket over my head. I hadn't been laying down even 2 minutes, so I wasn't drifting in and out of sleep or anything. I felt the cat jump up on my bed, and then felt her take 2 or 3 steps along my side on top of the blankets that were over me. She usually didn't come into my room, so I said, "Cat, what are you doing here?" and pulled the blanket off of my head and looked down to where the cat should have been, but she wasn't there. My door was still closed, and there was no sign that anything had been walking next to me on the bed. So I got up out of bed, went back downstairs, and the cat was asleep on the arm of the couch. Getting slobbery on that one. So I got up to get out of bed, went back downstairs, and the cat was asleep on the arm of the couch. There aren't any other creatures in the house at the time, and like I said, it didn't look like there was anything that had disrupted the blanket that was laid out over top of me. I had been laying down long enough, it wasn't the blanket settling either, and it distinctly felt like a cat stepping gingerly across the blanket. And if you know... Ugh. And you know that feeling. Here's the TLDR. Was that a ghost cat? Or was my cat walking on my bed with her subconscious? Oh, Creepington's here. Jeez Louise, what a mesmerizing voice. Oh, stop it. Is autocorrect a glitch in the Matrix? You know, technically, maybe. That's funny. What up, Sir Creepington Pasta? Glad you're here, dude. How's your flight simulator? All right. You know what I'll do now, if my voice can handle it? Uh-oh, shit, I just Googled Google. My whole thing's gonna implode. Banana bread at work. I'm going to try and record Banana Bread at work and just see how it feels. You know, if I like it, it'll be like bonus content, or I'll edit it a little bit. Let's just see. They love to trip you on the stairs, and being ghost kitties, they are immune to the spray bottle. Yeah, dude. All right, let's let's try this. Dude, I got some fucking banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah. My mom told me that if I wait for things, like, good things will happen to me, dude, and I fucking waited for some things, and I got some banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah. So, it just goes to show that waiting for things is, like, worth it. But there's a lot of bad things in this world, dude. Like, fucking skunks, dude. Hell no. Scratching your eye, but it's still fucking itchy, dude? Hell no. The fucking Cubs? dude? Hell no. Like, getting paid, not a lot of money, dude, for fucking working? Hell no. But banana bread at fucking work, dude? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Banana bread, bro, at fucking work, dude? Hell yeah. That's funny. Maybe that'll be a thing. I just narrate fucking memes. Great to hear live from you, brother. Flight Simulator is as time-wasting as fun as ever. Books coming out soon. Yes, amazing. I'm glad you brought it up because I forget sometimes. Sir Creepington Pasta is writing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but you said it in the chat. So yeah, he's got a book coming out, and I cannot wait to be his first customer. F-bombs. It's bonus content, dude. If it's anything, it's going to be bonus content, so fuck it. Sean says, I had a primitive flight sim on my first computer. I just went all kamikaze on stuff. I was such a child. That reminds me, one of my first ever, like, cognizant memories, I was sitting at a computer playing some just freestyle motocross game, and my idea of fun was just seeing how bad I could crash, you know? There would be like jumps that were 30, 50 feet high, and you jump on that motorcycle on the bike, and you just book it at full speed, and you go off the ramp, and then you're flying for like what felt like a whole 60 seconds, and you're doing backflips and spins and stuff, and you can do like tricks like Cordovas and shit, you know, no hands, no legs, whatever. And then I would just see how bad I could crash. That's just how I spent days. F-bombs take a shot? Let me see if I can find... Fuck you, Tony. Does anyone know the fuck you, Tony meme? Oh, dude, that's the move right there. I got to get another narrator to do that one with me. What's your name? Ezekiel. What? Ezekiel. All right, Sir Creep. Have a great night, sir. Glad you popped in. Always love seeing your beautiful skeleton body. Nah, we wouldn't call them bombs. Right. That's such a psychological operation to call them bombs. Sean says, yep, I remember playing a NASCAR game and getting lapped, so I got pissed and just drove the wrong way around the track and went head on with the other cars. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, that shit's funny. Like getting lapped and then just driving backwards the wrong way, dude? Hell yeah. Can I get a transcript for fuck you, Tony? What's your name? Yeah, I can't find it. I'm trying to find like a full-ass transcript of that meme. But it's all good. I think since I've decided I want another narrator buddy to to help me out with it, I won't do that tonight. Shit, that's funny. Alright, cool. Dudes, yeah, I got pissed. I got you. It's fun being an agent of chaos every so often. Yes, it is. All right, man. That's the jam right there. Yes, Sir Creepington did that too. All right, dudes. I am calling it. Thank you all for chilling. Thank you for listening to me read Glitch and the Matrix stories. This is something I enjoy doing. And I even got to do a little banana bread at work monologue too. All right, I got to edit this stuff. High fives, everybody. Bye.